Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Known Classics. This is episode number 2813 and Doubleshot 2707. Now this one's going to be interesting because we're discussing Titans and the Atom. For Titans we're discussing their sellout special. Yes, they have a thing called the sellout special. Along with issues 93 through 114, Damage number 6, Showcase 11, Showcase 94, number 11. Darkstars 26, 27. You're thinking, wow, that's a lot of comics. I might just cover that for now, and probably, I do want to cover also Showcase Presents The Atom, Volume 2, but let's discuss these comics here first. Then we have a sellout comic. It's all about the Titans selling out. Well, the issue itself begins right where Total Chaos left off. Yep, just basically this whole issue is just dealing with the aftermath and also set up with something that will be explored a little bit later. Okay, so they are giving a quarter to ban them from operating in New York City. Why? Because they blamed them for the city's destruction, despite the fact they had nothing to do with that. That was all due to the Wellbeing Society. And of course, Sarah was like, "Here's this is a public hearing. Should we discuss this in private?" And Lady Panther's like, "You should cut Jill a little bit. Didn't she listen?" That mark is on tape? Yeah. 7. You're a lunatic. You pay for them. You'll lose the key. That's enough, Miss Elderman. As of this moment, this crime scene is under federal jurisdiction. I'm in control now. Nightwing, you gotta come here. You gotta get a minute. Found something. Think it's Slade. He's dead. No, he's fine. Fear. Open charges. Councilwoman, you can't let the boy go. He is right. District Terminator is dead. What? Hey, don't get in that garbage. You have a right. Just kidding. You don't have a squad. He's a private citizen. You can't. You got right, Dear Abby. Okay, apparently he's wanted. Wait, this is on city property. That body belongs to us. Don't put that crap on us, lady. You're one hunting him down. You think you're threatening? Oh, I don't think I am threatening you. Mari, he's gone. Yep. And then it's like, no, it's over. Took his buddy. And our contacts, you think I'll be able to find him? No better. Slade's dead. And she had a baby. What was this? Matt, we service Sabina. See him in court. Yeah, they're being sued. For millions of dollars to them, but this fact they had nothing to do with that. They blame the wrong people for this. Now, of course, this is Marvel and writing it. And of course, New Yorkers hate them. So then they decide to go stay at the Steve Dana Mansion for a while. And we get update look for Cyborg. We get some photos, whatever. Yep. It's about business stuff here. It's like a bunch of comedy here. Yep. And by the way, the issue's writer, of course, is Mark Open. Here are your artists for this issue. Tom Grummett, Steve Irwin, Adam Hughes, who still does artwork this very day. Stang Chema and Joan Costa. That's your artist for this issue. Yep. Also, can't deny this actually is it's a weird Rob Liefeld inspired pose for Nightwing. But now moving on to New Titans number 93, which of course the story continued over Deathstroke number 17, which most of the point he got revived anyways. So basically they can't live in New York, but they're under a lawsuit. Of course, still with stuff with the Team Titans here. Basically, a lot. Of course, they do more sellout stuff here, and of course, they with a lawsuit the city has, and of course, like Starfire is upset, and she's like, "Oh, well, you supposed to knew before. That's not that. It's not new to me. It's out to make me look like a fool." Yeah. So you suppose, of course, we have more comedy stuff here, and then we lead into issue number 94. Yes, and this issue in particular is not written by Marv Wolfman. It's Louise Simonson. Yes, Marv Wolfman took a break for a few issues. Probably deal with more headaches that he has to deal with at DC Comics. Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, and she's here for just for a few issues before he comes back, because the series is about to reach issue 100, but he probably needed a break. If he also have Phil Jimenez in the artwork here, we have Mirage and Terra from the Team Titans here. Main villain of these issues is Konstantin Kovar, who is Red Star's father. Yep. We also have Prior Rosso, who's a friend of Red Star. He gets killed off in this issue. Yep. Konstantin gets killed off, and of course that. Well, this kind of concludes Lou Simon's issues, and then Marv opens back with issue 93 with this 4-part story arc, which basically it culminates issue 100, where there's a lot of stuff happening here, like the Titans can't live in New York City because of bullcrap reasons. Yes, despite the fact they have saved the world multiple times, and also the fact they saved the city. Oh, because the city gets damaged during the attack with the Kronos, they get the blame. Despite the fact they point out, though, that they are not responsible for this at all. They put it on the future version of Diamond Troy's son, which, of course, Liz Atherman doesn't buy that. Because she hates superheroes. Though, don't worry, she's not around much longer. And there's a lot of stuff going on with Nightfire and Starfire, which culminates. Now, Cyborg's on cover issue number 98. Basically, a lot of this is, and this is really weird. So, apparently, the Brother of Evil mutants are back, despite the Brother of Evil are back, despite the fact they point out in the book they're supposed to be dead. Yeah, they could kill off their Grant Morrison's run for Doom Patrol. And the Brain's here, alive and well, despite the fact that they're not really here. At one point, they're attacked by them. And then the issue 99 has... This is a really weird issue. Okay, so... Basically, Roy Harper returns in issue 99. And we have... basically, this is a historical issue, this one. You're thinking, how is a book released in the early 90s an historical issue? Issue 99 is historical for one thing. Roy Harper becomes Arsenal for the very first time. His identity he would basically constantly use over the years... with the exception of the late 2000s. Yeah, he's no longer Speedy because he's worked for Checkmate. Yes, he worked for Checkmate. And the plan for him, this is a little bit after this, because of the stupid lawsuit against the Titans, okay, and all their bullcrap against them, basically Sarge Steele, who was the director of Checkmate at this period of time, wants to make Titans a government-sanctioned team with government funding and make that lawsuit go away. And also, Roy Harper takes over as leader of the team. We'll get to more of that later. So, then, of course, the issue has where Starfire and Nightwing are going through, like, a rough patch, which, of course, is a bit, like, distraction. At one point in this issue, I think it's basically he tries to go home, and he tries to use his key, like, why is this working? And someone comes out of his apartment, like, who are you? He's like, who are you when we do my apartment? And he's like, you didn't pay your rent for a while, and you were evicted. He's like, what? I never see Vic's notice. Yeah, more bad stuff here. So then he contacts Alfred to arrange where Bruce can have him stay in Bruce Wayne's Manhattan penthouse. And it's used by a redhead. Probably Starfire. Eventually they do reconcile by the end of issue 99, where they're getting married. And then the very next issue, they attempt to get married. Yep, issue 100. Oh yeah, and also Raven is turning evil. Yeah. Or we have this big, huge wedding. And here's the weird thing about this issue. It's Dick Grayson getting married, and where the heck is Batman? Yes, that's a really good question. You would think Dick Grayson, Bruce Wayne's longtime ward, he should be here at this wedding. Nope, not here. They attempt to get married, everything's going fine, and then the priest gets murdered by frickin' Raven. Just before they can be pronounced man and wife, husband and wife. And then, of course, her goons proceed to, brainwash people, proceed to attack the Titans, who immediately change into the uniforms. And there's also with Technus, too, we'll get to that. So, yeah, basically her judge and jury group, with Deathwing, who is like a future version of Dick Grayson. Yeah. So then she's tearing apart Starfire's dress. And then is like, ooh, I'm going to do... She's like, you love me. Puts his force her out. And of course you have Dick Grayson doing this. Like, let me in there. And then she proceeds to open her mouth and make out with Starfire. Yep. This actually comes to play later on in the series, believe it or not. Yep. And Starfire is driven insane because of this. And then Raven just disappears, and Ember gets mullet. It's a bizarre issue. And get this. Lickard did not point this issue as a series downfall. Oh no, he blamed me 71, which I kind of buy that more than this issue. Yes, like, how is it that this issue is the, basically a prelude to the end of the series? Issue 71 was basically that. This basically grinded through that. And then issue 101 is like the aftermath of the storyline. Is like the immediate aftermath. Where briefly Starfire's put in a mental institute. And because of course she's insane. Because she's driven insane. So yeah, let's a few different things going on here. So the whole thing with Starfire herself, like, and of course Nightwing goes on basically a journey and then by issue 113, they break up. And they didn't have a couple again for a long time. Yep. And in the case, we'll have the team itself. Well, Beast Boy fights a creature named Sin. And then we have this four-part known as the Technus, which starts with issue 103. We have Bill Costa doing the artwork. We have this thing called Sin, so it's more so with Raven. And also, this is when Arsenal takes over the team. Yeah, he basically indirectly kicks Nightwing in position of lead of the team. So, yeah, there's a bunch of also nonsense bullcrap happening in the very next couple of issues. Where, like, once again, Liz Adderman proceeds to blame the Titans for basically stuff they had nothing to do with. And also, 101 is basically the issue where Arsenal... basically tells everybody he's taking over the leadership team and become government's next team. And this is also kind of partially his outfit. And then this issue here, this is when they just come back from the wedding. In just the previous issue. And now he's wearing pants, he gets a fight with Roy Harper. And they're like, yeah, he's leading the team no matter what they say. Yeah. And we have sort of a, basically, between issues 102 to basically like 113, it's a bit of a flux style of issues. Yeah, like I mentioned the whole thing, and of course this is also quite interesting. So, Arsenal gets interviewed gets basically talked to by this person. Who is this person here, if I can find him here? we have this random person being interviewed by, where he's like, oh, terrible. Yeah, Titan, he was laughing at them. The Titans overstepped their authority once and for all. It's time we stop them. How much destruction is Simic stomach? And Arsenal steps in. Hold on, Quark. Whoever he was not a Titan. I should know. Who are you? Where's Nightwing? He's gone. I'm Arsenal. I lead the Titans now. I'm gonna see if they're gonna stop you. I'm from the government under charter checkmate. But it doesn't matter whoever killed him. It wasn't a Titan. We don't kill. You don't want to destroy public property, do you? You people owe the city millions. You ever see a penny? By the way, do you have a license to have the arsenal you carry you're proud of? Listen up, you little toad. Why don't you just shut up and listen to the facts? We didn't do anything. Oh, tell that to the mother and child and shock what your man did. And tell that to who's threatening. Why are you watching it to me? Yeah. We have more stuff with saying Starfire, the Cyborg stuff, which leads next few issues. Yes. And Beast Boy gets wings. Yeah, he's being influenced by Raven. And I buy basically what Arsenal's saying to this reporter. Yes. Basically, what this guy do should go to jail. Yeah, Quark is just basically just a nothing character. And that was 102. 103, yeah, we basically deal with more Techna stuff. Yeah, and basically it was still more Cyborg. And then we lead into a 4-part storyline that starts issue 104. Still got good artwork here by Nick J. Napino, where it starts in issue 104, and then it finally concludes the issue. I think it was like 107, I think it is. Excuse me. Yeah, and Cyborg gets restored. How the storyline ends is bizarre, to say the least. My gosh, this storyline was so bizarre. Had a bizarre ending. So, basically the story ends with Cyborg being sucked into a wall and goes out to space. And never seen again for 6 years. Doesn't pop up again until JLA/Titan Second Spread. That's the next time we see him. And then for the next few issues, basically deal with, like, 107 pins a conclusion to the storyline, and then, 108 is basically dealing with more stuff with Starfire, where she's being possessed. And this is still, it's like her going to a jungle, and we even have it where 109 is a standalone issue of this whole thing, and then there's all stuff here with Starfire getting reborn in a way. And then, of course, you have them going to space. And then 112 basically has that of Liz Adderman. I'm sure Marv probably was very happy to kill off this character, given the fact of probably knowing she was. And could it be that this woman could be basically just his representation of how he felt about certain editors basically telling him what to do? It's possible, but she gets murdered. Yeah, and I love the cover, Mystery in Space, which is nod to the old 50s comic. Which I talked to this about with Tom King, why call it Strange Adventures? Why not call it Mystery in Space, the Adam Strange book? Because of Strange Adventures, and I would thought Mystery in Space would be better because it's a comic when he's debuting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically they were terrorists, and then basically 113 basically you have, and they mentioned the issue itself. This issue takes place prior to Night's End, so Dick Grace makes a decision with this issue, as spent time in Brazil. So this leads to the next issue where he decides to make a deal with Arsenal. You can take over the it's yours. And he goes home, and the reason why they had Nightwing removed from the series, that was a request from what I heard from, they say I heard on some Batman editors. According to Chuck Dixon, that was actually Denny's idea to do that, because the Batman writers needed him for their comic. So that's the reason why he was removed. When 14 is the start of a new era, where basically Arsenal tells Starch that they get basically the lawsuit's taken care of, but need base operations. So he tells Sarge, I want the satellite as our new base operations. And we want basically much as we can go on. And of course, also we get government funding. He's like, okay, well, we'll like go on a mission. Like, there's a mission what you might do occasionally, and that leads to the teams. Now, basically, that we have people leaving the team with issue 114 because this issue is the start of a brand new era. Yeah, this is basically the issue where now we can start break off, and then it leads into stuff later. Basically, Red Star and Panther go back to Russia, change the team, and then we lead to some really weird stuff here. Okay, so then we have Starfire's story leading to Showcase number 11. Or, excuse me, Showcase 94, number 11. Yes, and in case you're going to ask, did Marv Wolfman write the story in here? Yes, he did. Mostly put for Starfire. It's a fun little adventure with her. She's like flying her own. The artwork is kind of bizarre under the artillage of Randy Britton. And this is how the artist is drawn in this issue. My gosh. It looks so weird. It's a fun little adventure for her. And then it continues over in Darkstars 26 and 27, where she meets up with Donna Troy, who has joined up with the Darkstars. And it's a little fun two-part adventure with them, where it basically, the issue 27 ends with her just flying off to space. Never seen again for several years after this. She does not return for a long time. She's not returning till like toward the end of Titans. Meanwhile, though, and over in Damage, basically the new Titans get a mission. Capture Damage. And then that leads into stuff related to Zero Hour. In case you know who Damage is, he is the original Adam's son. Al Pritt's son. Yep. But yeah, great stuff here. I give the New Titans issues roughly a 9 out of 10. Because I've been talking for a while, that's because of all this stuff here. So I figured, though, I might do the showcase, but it's probably another comic corner. Okay? But I gotta go because I got dinner right now. So here's the next video. Bye.